Ahoy there, mateys! It be Captain Chasen here with another story for you. And I actually have quite the tall tale. A tale is another word for story. I hope you're ready because this is actually a fluffy tale, a cuddly tale, and a frightfully fun tale called Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies. This is going to be by Carolyn Creamy, illustrated by John Manders. Are you ready? Excellent, let's get started. Cruising the seven seas on a rickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild, rowdy band of buccaneer bunnies. They were bad, bad bunnies, all right. When pirates on other ships saw their floppy white ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackhair, the baddest bunny brute of all time. Blackhair was proud of his wooden paw, his golden earrings, and his mean reputation. What Blackhair was not proud of was his son, Henry. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books the Buccaneer stole from other ships. Shout, shiver me timbers, ordered Blackhair ordered.
I'd rather finish this chapter,
said Henry. Make this prisoner walk the plank.
Can't I just read about it?
Asked Henry. Find yourself a parrot for your shoulder.
First I need to read up on parrot care,
said Henry. Buccaneer bunnies don't need books, said Blackhair. Toss 'em overboard, he yelled to the other bunnies.
No, wait, cried Henry. Let me just finish them first.
Avast, cried Blackhair. Swab the decks until you come to your senses. Now, that was close. He almost lost all of his books. Henry probably would have been very, very sad. Let's keep reading. And so Henry swabbed the decks day after day while reading some of his favorite books, like Rabbitson Crusoe and 30 Days to Longer Ears. But ye can't learn how to do this from a book, John Lehair said while sharpening his hooks. Henry sighed and turned the page. You'll never find beauty like this in a book, Calico Jack Rabbit told him, holding up his stolen loot. Henry shrugged and turned the page. You can't do this with a book in your paw, Bartholomew Bunny said, while sanding his peg leg. Henry just turned another page. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely Buccaneer bunny, if there ever was one. Then, one morning, he looked up at the red sky and wriggled his little pink nose. He heard the parrots squawk and saw fish jumping out of the water.
If my books on meteorology are correct, those signs mean a big storm is heading this way, he thought.
Henry tried telling Jean Lehair about the upcoming storm.
Excuse me, but I believe a big storm is coming,
Henry said. But John was too busy polishing his pieces of 8. Go back to your books and read. He tried to tell Calico Jackrabbit.
I'm pretty sure a storm is on its way,
Henry said. But Calico Jack was too busy admiring his
tattoo of a cabbage. Don't bother me now, Henry. Finally, Henry cried, "Batten down the hatches! A huge storm is coming!"
"What do you know about storms?" demanded Black-Ear demanded. "Get back to swabbing the decks before I make shark bait out of those books of yours. Hurr!"
Henry did as he was told, but he kept his little pink eyes on the skies. When he saw the rats abandoning ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. The storm started small. A few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning. Then, suddenly, a crashing, a bashing, a thrashing wildcat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the ship. Suffering sea dogs! It mangled the masses. It mangled the masts. Great blimey bilges! Great blimey bilges! It slashed the sails, damaged the deck, and ripped up the rickety old salty carrot. All that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies and Henry's treasure chests filled with books. When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the Buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. "We're ruined," wailed Black-Ear. "No ship, no pieces of eight, no gems." He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry got to work. The first thing he did was built a 2-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. "How did you learn how to do that?" asked Black-Ear. "I read it in 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts," replied Henry. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty seaweed stew. "Blimey," said the hungry bunnies. "Where did you learn that?" I found a recipe in Quick and Easy Meals for Maroon Pirates," said Henry. Then he made them all fetching garments from the bits and pieces he had salvaged from the shipwreck. "We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are!" "Arr, and it's all from them landlubbing books," said Black-Ear, shaking his head. Henry taught Black-Ear and the Buccaneer bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots, making the best sandcastles, and build boats out of palm fronds. Soon, they built a new ship, which they sailed to the library at the nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here, the bunnies spent many happy hours slurping seaweed stew and reading books. "Aye, Buccaneer bunnies will always need books," said Black-Ear. Henry just smiled and turned the page. The end. Well, mateys, I hope you enjoy that story, and I hope you're not wearing your eye patch too tight. That can become a real problem, all right? So, keep reading. Be just like Henry. Read all the books you can, because you never know when that book you read might teach you how to keep your ship from sinking in the ocean. Or,
what you can do with palm fronds and coconuts. I never knew you could build a 2-story hut with just palm fronds and coconuts, but you learn something new every day. That's why I love reading. I hope you do too, and until next time, I will see you later.